Welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. My name's Matthew Kidman, and today we're joined by Ben McGarry from Totus and Charlie Aiken from AIM Funds, and we're talking about Australia's biggest asset class, residential property, and the current downturn. First stock, Ben, Nick Scali sells furniture to that mid-range market. Been a cracker over the years. Buy, hold or sell?
It's a hold. We've actually owned Nick Scali in the past. It's a great business. Got a rollout story there, but it is exposed to, if and when housing slows, turnover in housing drives people to upgrade the couch. The other red flag there is that Anthony Scali, who knows the business better than anyone, has sold down part of his stake recently. So for us, it's too hard here, a hold.
Charlie, do you follow the genius or do you buck the trend and buy Nick
No,
Scali?
I agree with Ben on that one. I think it's a very well-run business. It's a bit of a niche business. It's got a bit of a speciality in what it sells. I think it does it very, very well. But yes, as Ben said, founder selling down or heir of the founder selling down. There's a few headwinds there. But look, to me, again, sort of weak hold, but acknowledge it's a good business.
Okay, let's go to the big end of town. REA, it's dominated its space for a couple of decades now. Buy, hold or sell?
Yeah, I think that's a hold for me. I mean, it's very tempting to want to short it as a play on, real estate volumes collapsing, et cetera, but their margins are expanding. They're doing a good job. They've moved into other areas. The shorts have been killed in this for a long time, and there's always a chance that News Corp mops up the minorities. And that's the biggest worry you have in a short, is that you get a takeover. They're at 63% or so, or whatever it is. And so, look, for me, it's a great business, great ROE, but probably not the way to play the downturn in the residential property market.
It's got a lot of levers, Ben, and a lot of shorters have suffered on the back of it. Buy, hold or sell, REA?
Yeah, if we had to own one stock that's exposed to housing through a downturn, it's REA, so that's a buy for us. Volumes have been weak, but they've always been able to offset it with the price lever and increasingly selling related products like financial services products to their clients. So it's a buy for us.
Okay, even bigger end of town, Wesfarmers. They've got Coles, they've got Bunnings, they've got consumers everywhere that rely on their housing. Buy, hold or sell?
It's a sell for us. Stock's up 25% in the last 3 months. We think that's more than priced in the good work of the new management team, which has been exiting underperforming businesses. You've got a number of their businesses that have benefited from a strong East Coast housing market. That will be a headwind for them in future years. So it's a sell.
It's been on a tear, Charlie.
It has been quite surprising, actually.
Big end of the market. It's been lifting.
Well, for a top 15 stock, just announcing a demerger gets you a 25% re-rating. I think that's unsustainable. I think they're spinning out Bunnings at peak cycle. It'll be peak Bunnings right now. As Ben says, if we all know, when house prices are rising, everyone puts a lick of paint on this and does a little bit. We're all do-it-yourself upgraders, aren't we? When the house price is rising, that all changes. That is changing now. So I actually think, as much as the market thinks that Bunnings is going to be worth more without Coles, I actually think Coles could be worth more without Bunnings. It could be the other way around. And the spin-off of Coles could be very, very cheap and Bunnings could be very expensive. So I'm a seller at where they are now. I think it's an amazing price they've got to for just announcing a demerger. And I think there's genuine downside risk in that stock.
Okay, let's go to the coalface, building materials. Boral, buy, hold or sell?
Yeah, I'm still a bit dubious on Boral. It's had a big bounce in recent times on a slightly better than expected result. The jury's still out on this Headwaters acquisition in the US. I think that is a huge bet for the company at an interesting time in the US housing cycle. So I think it's a hold. I'm not certain on Boral. I think if I wanted to play a US housing cycle, there's many other pure plays I can buy in America. And this is a bit of a hodgepodge of Australian infrastructure exposure and US fly ash exposure. For me, it's a hold.
Charlie calls it a hodgepodge. Could be a nice cocktail. What do you think? Buy, hold or sell?
No, it's a sell for me. I think the market fell in love with it for the East Coast East Coast infrastructure exposure it's got, and then it's diluted that with the Headwaters acquisition, and the early signs from Headwaters have all been bad. And the Aussie large cap companies making transformative acquisitions offshore, the track record isn't great. A slowdown in housing will be another headwind for them. Stocks had a pop after the result, so it's a sell for us.
A housing slowdown, it sounds like the roof is going to cave in. Get out of the house.